Let's talk about feeling like a pushover. Especially like a man, it can be very shameful, very denigrating to feel like a pushover. I used to feel like a massive pushover when I was younger. I was super skinny. I was suffering from an eating disorder, so I weighed 39 kilos. I don't even know what this is in pounds, probably around 90 pounds or something. And people would literally push me over because I looked so weak. And I was very ashamed because as a man, it's even more painful to not be and feel respected by other people. It takes away your dignity and you start to feel very, very ashamed. That's exactly what happened to me. I started to feel really ashamed because I questioned why people pushed me over like that. And after a while, it started to breed a lot of resentment. Okay, I started to feel extremely resentful towards other people because I felt like a pushover. But what I didn't realize is that this resentment was actually resentment towards myself. I was resentful towards myself because I didn't dare to speak up. I was afraid to upset people. I was afraid to be rude, and I was afraid to end up in an argument with someone. Okay, so what really needed to happen is that I needed to gain more courage. Now, how do you gain more courage? How do you become more brave? Well, the only way for you to become more brave, or the only way that I learned to become more brave, is by actually experimenting with this, okay? People treat you the way you allow them to treat you. So if you learn to draw more stronger personal boundaries, if you learn to speak up for yourself with conviction, okay, with a certainty that you deserve to be treated with respect, then people will treat you with respect, okay? If you live in accordance to your own values, if you learn to assert yourself respectfully, people will treat you with respect, okay? Standing up for yourself is not a bad thing. In fact, it is a great thing because it teaches people to respect you, it teaches yourself to respect you, and it will massively improve your confidence. The only way for you to become more brave is to actually do the thing that you're scared to do, okay? Learn to speak up for yourself even when you're afraid. And what happened to me is that I pointed out that somebody treated me with disrespect, and surprisingly they apologized and they learned from their mistake and they never treated me the same way again. And at first I was kind of baffled by this realization. I couldn't believe that someone would actually apologize for treating me the way they did. But simply because I tried, I had this realization. So what I would advise you to do is to experiment with speaking up for yourself whenever you feel like a pushover, okay? And set aside your fear of coming across as rude. Set aside your fear of coming across as too confrontational. People are able to navigate difficult situations, and you are too, okay? You are able to navigate any situation that might come up. You don't need to address immediately the biggest issues in your relationship, for example, but you can speak up about small things that people do that you don't like, and gradually you'll gain more confidence, okay? And at some point you will reach the level of internal knowing that whenever you say that, hey, that was not okay, okay, I don't appreciate when you do that, and you mean it, people will respect that. People will take that very seriously, okay? So learn to really assert yourself respectfully. It's not bad for letting people know that you didn't appreciate the way they treated you, okay? When someone pushes you or says something that you dislike, you can turn around and address that. You can tell this person, hey man, I really didn't appreciate you doing this. Please don't do this in the future, okay? And be firm about it. Be firm and respectful. And that way you communicate your own boundary, you communicate that you don't appreciate it when people treat you like this, and they will no longer do that, okay? The people who are looking for weak targets, you provide way too much resistance, you provide way too much challenge for them to be treating you like that. And it's sad to say, but the people who look for weak targets, they will just move on to another target that is more easy. When there's a thief who's looking for a bike, for example, and they find one without a lock, that's the first they will take. They will not try to exert energy to break a lock if there's one without a lock. Same thing, when you're a person with strong personal boundaries who stands up for themselves, they will treat you with respect and they will look for someone else that doesn't, okay? That doesn't stand up for their own values, because it takes more resistance. For them, it's also not very comfortable to be confronted with their own misbehaviors, okay? So standing up for yourself, is a good skill you need to practice, because it will breed resentment, and that is a very bad place to be in, because it will turn into a shadow. It will turn into a shadow, and you will start to behave in ways that you don't want to behave in. These shadows, they will express themselves in different ways, subconscious ways, and you want to avoid that as much as possible, because at some point you will have to do a lot of shadow work to resolve these hidden resentments. And I'm currently stuck doing that right now, simply because I wasn't able to speak up for myself whenever people treated me disrespectfully, or whenever people treated me in a way that I didn't appreciate. And now I learned to do that, but I still have to do a lot of work on resolving the resentment that I felt towards people who didn't respect me. And it all comes down to understanding that at the end of the day, it is about disrespect towards yourself. If you don't respect yourself enough, you will have a hard time standing up for yourself. So learn to be more brave daily. Learn to follow through on your commitments. Really make yourself into someone who is reliable, who is trustworthy, who lives in alignment with their values, because this will breed confidence. This will make you accept yourself more. And the more you accept yourself, the more you understand that you deserve to be treated with respect. Okay, when you think you're unworthy, it's so hard to speak up for yourself, because you think you don't deserve it, but you do. Okay, so learn to cultivate that inner confidence and experiment with speaking up for yourself, and be amazed by how people will respond. They literally treat you the way you allow them to treat you. So start to have higher standards for yourself and the way people treat you, and also have higher standards for how you treat other people. Okay, be open to their feedback, be open to their comments on how you treat them, because it's a give and take. Okay, you have to also become comfortable with other people telling you that they dislike the way you behaved. Okay, be open to receiving their feedback, and you will understand way better how you can address something that you disliked towards them in a respectful way. Okay, so that is all I wanted to say today. I hope it was helpful. Learn to speak up for yourself. You deserve it. Don't be a pushover. It's okay to feel like a pushover, but don't let it rule your life. Okay, really learn to speak up for yourself. Be a little bit braver every single day, and you will find yourself being a completely different person even just a few months from now. Alright guys, I hope that was helpful. If you like this video, please feel free to leave a thumbs up. This helps to expose it to more people who might want to learn more about these topics. And if you would like to see more content like this, feel free to click that subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.